maybe as well as you would hope to play a first game. It started out the first 30 minutes that way. Progress of it was tremendous there.
That was a good game. I mean, it was kind of what we expected would happen. It was two teams pretty evenly matched game, really. I mean, they were good at the start, and we weren't as good. I thought Rance played really well. Made some big saves, and then we got our game going a little bit in the second, and then obviously we came out in the third not so well. But we got a huge goal there. Teravainen goal was really big. I don't think we had much action going on, and they were kind of coming, and that settled it down a little bit for the rest of the game.
We asked you a lot in the lead up to this about Rams, about Jarvis, about how they would do on this stage. I imagine you're pretty happy with how both of them did.
Yeah, again, we kind of alluded to it. We talked about experience versus non-experience. I just don't know how much it matters at this time of the year sometimes. And young guy looked fine. Certainly didn't look out of place, and Rance looked great. So check the box there for sure.
Your penalty kill was really big in the
Right.
first half of the game.
Big key. I think we killed a couple there, and changes the game if you give up one there. And obviously, they did a good job killing ours too. So that at least there wasn't an advantage there tonight, which is good, obviously.
Does that at least set a tone for something that's been a problem against this team in the playoffs in the past?
Yeah, you can draw. We want to go back 2-3 years. I mean, that's it's just we know how big important that special teams are, and so killing the penalties is huge.
It's not often this team gets outshot, but it seemed the key defensively for you guys was limiting those second chance opportunities. Did you say that?
They put more pucks than anybody in that, and they do it like with authority, and they get there, and we knew that coming in that was going to happen. And we can do a better job doing the same thing. I mean, we didn't get to the net as well as we probably need to, moving forward. But I mean, they didn't have a ton of second chances, like you said, which is good. But yeah, we need to do a better job for sure on the initial.
Ronnie, how do you feel the first 10 minutes of this game went? And when was it, do you feel like the team flipped that switch again and started playing their game the way it did?
Well, I think, taking an early penalty didn't help, right? That kind of put us on our heels a little bit, and thankfully we killed it. But I thought, as the game progressed, probably midway through that period, we kind of got going a little bit, created some chances. And then, like I said, the second period was pretty solid. And obviously we got a couple goals, and that kind of, allows you to take a little breather, even though you're not supposed to. That's what happened, but it allowed us to get ahead, and obviously they have to chase the game. That's what led to the third goal. I mean, they're being a little more aggressive than they probably would normally be, and we were able to take advantage of it.
Big win for you guys, I guess, in terms of the way you wanted to play against the Bergeron line, being able to limit their production, if not some of their chances. What was the key there?
Big man, played pretty solid. He was good, and as he is every night. And that line was good. I mean, everyone played hard. Both teams. Nobody left anything out there, and I'm sure you're going to see more of that as this series goes on.
You started to say a moment ago, maybe you want to see more in the dirty areas, the hardworking goals. But the flip side of that is the 4 goals minus the empty netter were all skill goals, and different types of skill. Is that something, I mean, you don't want to look at it as a bonus in the playoffs, but boy, when that stuff starts to show up, that's got to comfort you a little bit.
Well, you have to be able to take advantage of the opportunities, because sometimes they don't, playoffs, you don't know when they're going to come. So we had a couple opportunities, and we were able to cash in. That's huge. But you gotta play the game in their end. It was pretty clear when they had it in our end. They had their opportunities, and we got in their end. We had opportunities. Now it's figuring out how to do that more.
Did you say anything specific to Raanta for his first playoff start, either before or after?
Nope.
What about Jarvis?
Nope. It's another game. I mean, it's a big game. Their preparation, everything they're doing, they've done it all year. And it's the thing about our group. I mean, we worked hard every night for the whole year, so that nothing really has to change. Now the stakes are bigger, and the emotion gets a little bigger, but your game doesn't really change, or shouldn't.
He's gotten a lot of the attention in goal. I mean, he's been great, but are you glad to see Ron's, who's been very good for you too, kind of get this moment in the spotlight and take advantage of it?
Well, of course, that's why we put him in there. I mean, we brought him in here for that reason, because you got to have 2 guys, and obviously with the situation the way it is, that's why we brought him in here, so good for him. He had a great first game, and we're gonna need more of it for sure.
We talked a lot about the new guys getting a chance to experience what this building is like.
Yeah.
Did you see any wide eyes when they first came out?
No, again, it was obviously pretty loud, but we've had good crowds all year. Like it's been very, this building is very, very, emotional. You feel it. So even during the regular season, we had some real good energy. So I don't know if it was, it was more for sure, but I don't know if it's like, going from nothing to that. But it's great. Crowds are great in here. We love it.
All right. Thanks, Rod. Thanks, everyone.
Could you describe how you saw that puck drop with it being your first playoff start and then how you feel now?
Obviously little butterflies here and there, but as you came on the ice and, it was just crazy to get on the ice and hear the crowd, and, it was just, you just started to get the energy from them. And pretty much when the game started, it was just, just focusing on the one puck at a time and one shot at a time. And, the first shot was obviously tricky, almost sneaked in from the short side. But after that, it just felt really comfortable there. And, it was awesome feeling to play and obviously get the win.
Did you, until you get your first start in a playoff game, you don't know, and you have your own thoughts for 24 hours, did you feel you had it in you to play like you did tonight?
Yeah, I think it's, when you get to the playoffs, I think, it gets a little bit more physical, more every small details matter when the playoff starts. And for me, it was just, obviously first start in the playoffs in NHL, but for me, it was just, I was just trying to focus on the things, how I've been able to be successful and what I've been doing to get this point. And, it was working nicely, but, it's only one game, one win. And, now it's just regrouping and getting ready for the Wednesday.
You waited so long for this chance, this opportunity, and how did it sort of compare to what you expected after all these years?
Yeah, I still remember I think it was my first year in Chicago. We went to St. Louis, the first playoff game. I was backing up Crawford, and I just, that time I was like, I couldn't be there. Like, that's way too loud and way too physical. But as years goes by, and you've been able to be in those situations as a backup, you see what it takes. And obviously I got couple games on my belt, just haven't got the start. So, obviously it's a big thing to, get that first. But, when I came from Finland, we went all the way in Finnish league. So, at least I have a little bit something to bring from my Finnish years to here, and, have that playoff experience from Finnish league. Obviously it's not the NHL, but, just try to memorize those things, what I did that time, and, just go and enjoy the game. It was awesome to play, obviously.
From a team perspective, the first 10 minutes maybe isn't ideal for you guys, but does it help you to get that kind of action in the first 10 minutes? Like you said, get some butterflies. Does that just help you just get into your game? Yeah,
obviously that was big for me. A lot of shots, a lot of action. There was not time to think too much. So you just went out there and, started to play. And, as the game went on, I think that we started to get back to our game and started to get pucks deep. And that's pretty much how we played the whole third period. Killed the penalties when we needed. And, I think it was really good team effort to get those rebounds and blocking shots and a lot of big hits. So, really good team effort.
How much contest is it, but how much easier does it make you as a goaltender when the team in front of you is selling out and, really limiting second chance opportunities? All you have to worry about is just kind of that first shot.
Yeah, it's a big thing, obviously. So, but at the same time, you obviously don't want to give up too many easy rebounds. You want to cover the puck when you can, and get that whistle when you can, and but sometimes there's maybe a little tip or a little bit screened. So the only thing what's in your mind to just try to make the save, whatever it takes. yeah, it's huge when the guys are blocking and then when there's a rebound, they are putting their bodies on the line and clearing the puck. So it helps your job a little bit. So yeah, it's a big thing.
When you've been in the league for a while, as you have, is starting an NHL playoff game a thing? Is that something you felt like, I want one of these before my day here is through?
Yeah, absolutely. I think every year when you come to the training camp and you start playing the regular season, I think that's obviously first it's to get to the playoffs, but as in your back of your mind, you always want to get that playoff experience, and it's just this is the best time in hockey players life. Spring and the weather is nice outside, and games are getting tougher every night, and now it's just the only wins matters. So that's obviously huge motivation to go forward.
What did you think of the environment at PSG Arena?
Yeah, it was something else. Every time when the fans started going, like your ears were ringing a little bit, and then when we scored the first goal, it was just I was like, what's happening now? Like it was like everyone was saying that it's the loudest building in NHL, but I couldn't even imagine that it's gonna get this loud. So can't wait to Wednesday and hear them again. It's a huge energy for us, and you really don't want to disappoint the fans when they are putting everything on the line in there. So it's awesome feeling and awesome experience for me, for sure.
How hard is it going to be to wait 45 hours for the next one?
I think it's it's playoffs. So you play, you recover, and then you play again. So tomorrow we're probably going to watch some tapes and learn from few things, and then it's just getting back to the track and starting to prepare yourself to Wednesday. And obviously it's going to be a different one for sure. Every game is so huge. So just try to prepare yourself to be ready when the puck drops, and now it's a little bit time to recover. So let's go and do that, and try to sleep some tonight, and get ready for Wednesday.
All right, thanks, Rance.
Awesome. Thank you.